10% within gold, right? Giving us a little bit of insight. Now, again, a couple of other charts to pay attention to here is obviously oil. Oil is at a bounce zone, right? So if we look at where we are now, we have just approached the major 618. Still slightly a little bit low where we are, but this is where support's sitting for oil, right? So a bullish oil right now is a market indicator, okay? Now, the good sign is it did reject this trend. Okay, so high time frame breakout to say oil's pushing up there. We don't have that confirmation just yet. But what we do have is short-term bullish scenario of us actually having a move to the upside over here. Okay, but again, if we can have good news or just news that doesn't really affect the market, I think a lot of people are pricing in not much change, right? And I think if that happens, I don't think there's as much panic. I think the last FOMC meeting was the big panic zone. I don't think this one is as bad when it comes to panic, right? But if things can actually get good and we can break down here, there's a very big drop incoming. So we are just at this very crucial level of a 10% move incoming, and very likely a 20-30% move when it comes to the altcoin and the crypto markets. Then what we have as well, just to show you guys, is the dollar. The dollar is also on the verge of making a big decision, right? Right at resistance, there's a short squeeze up over here. Things turn bearish very quickly, and there is a strong rejection to the downside, right, if things go good or just there's no major overreaction. Then the next thing I want to show you guys is just quickly going through liquidity. There's not much short-term liquidity in the market right now. Okay, there is a little bit when it comes to slightly zooming out. There's liquidity sitting at 64. There's liquidity sitting at 62. So this gives me an idea. It's going to be volatile today, right? Therefore, kind of pre-jumping trades too early. We've got to be careful of that. Confirmation trades are very likely the play to do here, but definitely taking the trade unconfirmed, right? But nonetheless, don't be surprised that until we do have FOMC, that you do see a chop around. We're sitting with liquidity at 65,000. We're sitting with liquidity lower down at 62,000. Now, the good sign is there's more liquidity to the upside than down, right? And again, when we look at the charts over here, there is a very scenario of, if you look at Bitcoin itself, right, of a short squeeze. A very big short squeeze. We're right on the daily trend right now for short squeeze up to 72,000. We don't need tonight to get us to 72,000. We need tonight to get us above 66,000. Right, 66,500, 67,000. We get that, natural momentum will take it up to those areas over there. That is where the gap is sitting. There's no major resistances until we look at 72, 73,000. So FMC is kind of the starter that I'm looking for the bullish scenario when it comes to Bitcoin, or the finisher, right? We did lose, or we're on the verge of losing this bottom trend as well. Very, very interesting event that that is incoming tonight. Now, let's jump through the plays when it comes to the market and what I'm seeing today. Okay, so again, no change for me is short-term bearish into a possible long scenario. So if we just chart up where we are right now, let's actually get to the correct one. Here we are. We're in a nice volatile wedge. So again, indicating volatility within the next 24 hours, right? But for me, something like this into this is a play of no change. In order to do that, we must hold this area over here. But that, for me, is where it really opens up a good opportunity to long the markets, right? Specifically on a bullish scenario that comes in place. So I'm not really looking to long the market right now. Reason is we have that resistance we're sitting at right now. Okay, so that's one of the plays. The second one is we obviously get some good news, and Bitcoin actually breaks through. Breaks through, this is the long area that I'm looking for a move to the upside, right? To short, right, there is a possible short right now if you want to take a side, right, type of views over here. But for me, shorting is something in this area over here to the down. Okay, so again, my very much plan A is this. Okay, plan B is this. Right, and plan C is us exploding from here and having a very fast directional move to the upside. Even tonight, if there's a fake pump that comes out of nowhere, you want to let it relax. You want to let it come down and test, and that's when you want to pay attention to buys or loading up in the markets. When it comes to altcoins have suffered a little bit more recently, okay, but they are a lot closer now to the support of where I'd actually like to see Bitcoin. Right, so either Bitcoin's holding really good, okay, and also in this great zone over here, or there's a possible flush of alts actually going slightly lower than where they were a few weeks back. From here, I'm still seeing mega bullish, but I'm still seeing weekly divergences in play. Okay, so altcoins, very much the big thing that I want to share with you guys today is that we are sitting with a little bit of time. Let's just go through here. So it just means that it's very likely Bitcoin's going to lead the way first. So there is time to not FOMO too much. Even if you see a green candle today, right, that comes out of nowhere, right? For me, the plays are keeping some limit orders down in this area over here for good buys on alts, okay? Or let us break up and this will be the next entry. So there is a bit of time when it comes to altcoins. That's the important thing here. You don't have to rush too much when it comes into play. As very much likely the dominance is going to be in Bitcoin's favor. Dominance going up. So it's a Bitcoin trading day, a little bit more than altcoins right now. But that daily time frame on the total 3 is important to catch longs, right? That for me is kind of indicating when the market is ready for a move to the upside when it comes to altcoins. So as we look through alts, right, and we kind of go through the altcoin play now, the one token that's obviously just looking really good is Ethereum, right? Ethereum's just breaking high time frame structures to Bitcoin. So this is very likely to be an explosion token if the market moves in the upward direction today, right? So ETH is also really under the mark of, if you look at this right now, we kind of have this uprising wedge, right? So kind of pre-jumping a long right now is longs in this area, stops nice and tight, okay? But if not, and we do see that bearishness, I do see ETH coming down to this area of around 1.7, and that being a very strong level for ETH, right? ETH is breaking high time frame structures on Bitcoin, on dominance, on minute, and they're ones that are saying it's very likely we're going to see a 3 to 6 month strength come out of Ethereum, right? So this one that I'm really paying attention to. So again, any short-term longs are kind of this area here with stops below this trend, right? Otherwise, I'm waiting for an opportunity over here. And the next move for me is up to around $2,600 to $2,900 on ETH. We are not so far away, guys. It's taking a little bit of time, but we are not far. So just give you an idea of where I see ETH going. There, $2,900. All right, that's in the next couple of weeks to months, right? To the upside, I'm seeing it happen. But ETH's kind of showing that it's basically nearly ready for entries, right? All we're waiting for is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is still sitting a little bit of distance away here from the major weekly trend. Why is it important to pay attention now? Because it's very likely if we push up and get to 72,000, we're not going to come down as low as where we've been. Right, so there will be entries still available then, okay, but there might be better entries where we're seeing now. So for me, a laddering method is kind of important. When it comes to things like Solana, Sol's been showing a little bit of weakness. What I do like about Solana, though, is it's closest to the trend. It's going to be the most obvious one to long because it's closest to the trend, right? So for now, I'm looking for longs late 60s for Solana, right? But if we see strength today and we see a break of this trend, it's the easiest one to know which one's breaking out first. It's the easiest one to catch. When you see that the alts are close to daily trends like this, they're the ones that are very much likely to rocket once they break through them. But I like the closeness. I like that it's there. It's obvious that you can see it, right? That's the important play when it comes to things like Sol. If we look at things like AVAX as an example, AVAX has got a bit of space. Even though it's accumulating, good place to accumulate for the long term, right? It's a little bit of far until I know, okay, that is the emergency line. So for me, ETH and Sol are kind of the ones that are leading right now when it comes to catching the trade, catching the next move. All the rest of the altcoins, there is time, right? And there is time to obviously accumulate them. One that is showing strength is Chainlink. Chainlink is definitely a token that's a little bit stronger than the rest of the market right now. Okay, there's supports as it's standing, okay, and there is bottom trends, as you can see over there. So one token that is looking strong that could be a leader in the next move to the upside. Things like Render's been dropping. I took some trades, got stopped out at entries. On Render, I do, however, have my spot positions. I'm loading up as much as I can on spot. Very bullish for the future, but no major trades on Render right now. Right? If I look at Render right now, we still got a couple of days until there's major moves coming out there. Not much happening on Injective other than a good possible support test that we're seeing right now. So something like this, right? I will jump to the 1 hour chart, put in this long trend. It starts to break this trend the next few hours, could be a nice long opportunity. For me, guys, shorts will be focused around Bitcoin, right? And that's basically about it, right? I wouldn't be shorting too much of the altcoins down at the low because there is going to be at some point, you know, if the act comes through or any news comes through on Bitcoin, you're going to see a very big squeeze at any point. So altcoins will hurt you just as much by shorting them late, right, than catching them early, right? Catching them late when it comes to or buying them and getting a drop to the downside. Things like a Near protocol. Keep eyes on Near. There's Near. Also a couple of hours away from a possible long opportunity. XRP is looking pretty good. So for the day, right? High time frame, it's still kind of bearish. Right? If we look at this, it is facing this over here. Okay, so for me, something like XRP, I'm looking for longs down over here. But if we see this strength happen, there will be an opportunity for longs. But it is something that is showing a bit of strength as we see. Quick question. Who has a WEEX account? Pop in the comments. Use my link below in the description. Now, a couple things as well, guys. Anyone that does get a new account today, there are sign-up bonuses, and there is Token 2049 coming up this year. So if you hit 3 million in trading volume, right, you get an early bird ticket to Token 2049. And 3 million ain't that hard to achieve with active trading, right? So very exciting. There is sign-up bonuses over there. But nonetheless, who has a WEEX account? User ID that's used the link. I would like to choose a winner. I'm putting $100 in your account right now. Okay, who has? Put in your user IDs in the chat, in the chat, in the chat. Let's go. Okay, have we got? Okay, there is information over there. Okay, let's go. User ID. Please check for me that you're using my link. We're going to check. And if so, I'm putting $100 in your account right now. Seven, 4, 2. Let me know, let me know, let me know.
Not on the link, bro.
Not on my link. Next one. Next one, next one, next one. Use ID, guys, use ID. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Okay, no one's popping the user IDs. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity because Friday I'm going to do the next one. No user IDs. Interesting, interesting. No one wants free money. So that means I'm giving away more on Friday. Okay, guys. So again, quick opportunity here. Zero expectation. I see a short-term drop either before or after FOMC into a buying opportunity to the upside. Anything hike, right, we will get a warning sign and there will be a lot of shorting opportunities. Guys, have a fantastic day. Lots of love. I'll see you on Friday. Bring your user ID, sign up with WEEX, and I'll give away on the stream. Lots of love. Bye-bye.